be fine. I'm saying there's nothing wrong with that. Hey. I would love to be an auctioneer, man. I think I'd be awful at it, and I wouldn't really stay on topic, and I'd probably just say, Tristan Sartoris. And that's okay, I assume. Nothing would get done, but I would say my name, and that's not because it rolls off the tongue so easily. In fact, there's a lot of syllables to it, but it's my favorite thing to say. So, hey, guys, my name is Tristan Sartoris, and I'm happy to be here with you today. Guys, you know, that's what I would like to say to you. Can you say sigh? Is that something can I proclaim? Because that's just where I'm at. You know, it's not because anything's wrong or things have gone astray or catastrophic or other words that mean bleh. You know, that's a whole other proclamation. But is the product of things actually going well for me in my life? Let me explain. My entire life, I have set out on a single solitary mission, okay, is to feel like a grown-up. Now, you could probably start by not referring to them as grown-ups. As an adult, I'm 26. Hey, what are the grown-ups up to today? But all I've ever wanted to feel like a responsible and respectable adult is to have a good sleep schedule. You know, go to sleep with the moon, wake up with the sun, Chumbawamba style. I get knocked down, I get back up again when? At the right time. Circadian rhythm and all that. So I get up at a fine time, but I can't sleep. So I'm barely ever sleeping. I'm never well rested. I'm always wired and I'm keyed up and I've tried all the right things and I've done all the right moves and nothing ever works. Okay? Now, I've cracked the code. If you heard the last episode, I was sleeping like 90 minutes a night, and I tried to take some caffeine, and it knocked me out. I got back on it. I had quit it for months, and I got back on the caffeine, took an energy drink, sleep. I continued that. So for this past week, man, I've been taking caffeine again and again, and I didn't want to do it. You know, I didn't want to. I feel it feels unhealthy. I don't want to have the reliance on the caffeine. I don't feel like I want to need it. I could quit it cold turkey. There was no problems. There was a few problems, but if there was never too many problems, I didn't want to have any problems. You know what I'm saying? I could be an auctioneer. I wouldn't be talking about the thing, but I guess is it an auctioneer if you just talk fast? I guess what I'm saying is I could freestyle rap nobody. But anyways, I got back on caffeine, and that night I fell asleep. So I got up again, and I had an energy drink. Bam. And you know what happened? I knocked right back out again. 10 a.m. Took a little nap. I don't nap, okay? I'm always just insane, okay? I just, I get my things done. I'm always keyed up. I'm always wired. I have so much, fire and intensity for life that I can't sleep. And I've been taking this caffeine again, and I keep upping the dosage. It went from 1 to 3 to 5 to nearly 700 milligrams of caffeine. So when I tell you this, man, I have a flawless sleep schedule. I'm going to bed at near 8:30, 9:30 p.m. Oh, my God. Dude, that's borderline tennis balls on the walker, okay? My grandparents are up later than me. I'm making them look like party animals, and I'm waking up at 4, 5 a.m. whenever I want. I'm well rested. You see dark circles under my eyes? I don't think so, okay? Not only am I sleeping so many hours a night, but I'm taking more naps, and every time I take an energy drink, knocked out. No melatonin, nothing, all right? I'm eating all the right food. I'm not eating any bad food, lots of water, okay? Even got it on a coaster. I'm taking care of myself, taking care of my body, but the caffeine, for whatever reason, is putting me out, and I am depressed about it because I have never been more tired in my life. The only way that I can get to sleep is by taking the thing that is supposed to keep me awake. So then I wake up and I'm like, whoa, I feel tired. I don't know why. Probably because I just came out of a halfway hibernation. I could sleep for 12 hours if I wanted, so I take an energy drink. And what happens when I take an energy drink at 5, 7, 9, 10 a.m. or 2 in the afternoon or whenever I want to? I fall back asleep. I am exhausted, man. I am so tired, and I don't know why, okay? My whole life, again, my sleep schedule has sucked. I've never had good sleep. I've always felt like I was trying to catch up or always far behind. But I have just been, lit. But now I've got all the sleep in the world, and I can't stay awake. So anyways, I was saying something, I can't even remember. My brother walked in and I'm so sleepy, I can't even hold a train of thought anymore. Okay? So I don't know what the problem is with the caffeine. I don't know what the problem is with finally getting sleep or finally being healthy or finally reaching some semblance of being put together, but it's not. Okay, I want it to stop. If you have any answers, feel free to reach out, but I don't, you know, there's why be healthy? It's the same reason I say, like, why drink a gallon of water if you got to piss the bed all night? Okay? There's no point in feeling like I've have something good going for me if it's all wrong. Okay? So to anybody else who's tired out there, this might not be phenomenal advice, but I recommend sleeping less and having less caffeine. I have no idea, but it's really bumming me out. So again, I was so tired. I was trying to, just stay on top of my schedule with my work stuff. And now I'm falling behind in things because I'm so tired from sleeping so much. Does that make any sense? I think not. So I don't know. Again, to circle all the way back to the beginning, that's how I'm feeling. I'm feeling very, and I don't know what to do. Because I on paper, I'm healthy, right? I'm getting lots of sleep. Technically, I'm the man, okay? I should have everything that I want in life, and yet I have none of it. And ain't that something? So anyways, there's no moral to the story. That's just exactly where I'm at right now in my life. I am exhausted, and yet somehow, it's like I'm working out every day just to get weaker. It's just... other words that mean this sucks. My life sucks. So anyways, guys, this is me pretending like I wasn't gone for the past 7 hours. I had a little bit of a quick little detour here. There was a family dinner, and it's not too uncommon for me to just cut and resume later in the day. I'm lying. This is a very rare thing to do in the podcast. Maybe once or twice in the show's history have we done this, okay? But it was just a quick little family dinner, and I came back, and usually if something happens, I'll just restart the podcast as a whole. I finished this episode, actually. I wrapped it up in a sloppy bow. It was short, and you're never going to see that. I'm going to cut that part out. But I came back, and I was like, what did I even talk about? Did I just flounder about, caffeine or something? Like, guys, I'm so tired. I got to go. And I just left. I just, moved on. So I came back. I was like, I can't let that be it. Let's hop back in and dive into the intricacies of life. Learn about me, learn about you, learn about us, learn about this world that's spinning faster and faster and faster around this hot ball of gas that is, hey, a Friday morning. Check it out. So I wanted to see what we can find out and what we can do. But yeah, I put the same shirt on for consistency, and plot lines and whatever else that makes up anything that won't be too jarring. But yeah, the dinner was nice. Won some games of Mario Kart, and dude, you ever learn how much of a dweeb you are sometimes? Like we were trying to watch a movie all together. I'm like, well, let's see, we can watch this, we can watch that. And, my family is very, is the car fast, is the gun loud kind of, movie watcher. I'm such a loser for like creative storytelling and emotional depth and like the gravity of the situation and the plot line, the character growth, the substance, and I'm really trying to tease up these movies to sell them on it. I should preface that it's not exactly a highbrow Godfather film. We're talking about Puss in Boots. But I was really trying, man. I was like, it's a metaphor for the clutches of depression. He fights back and he wants to live. And like, we don't care. I don't care. So I tried so hard, but it's so good, dude. If you haven't seen the Puss in Boots, the Last Wish movie, phenomenal. Animation, the storytelling, the character, again, all of it. It's so freaking good. Oh, I'm the Puss in Boots, the Little Whisperer. It's so phenomenal, man. Goosebumps, chills, dude. But you have to realize that you're the weird one in the situation. Like I'll come back home and I'm sitting here watching video essays on The Godfather's lighting. Okay, like I'm the outcast, and I tried to sell them on it. Some people dozed off, some people just left the room, and other people just said, hey, we don't want to watch it. So it takes a while, but eventually you realize when people just aren't interested. usually when they tell you we're not interested, and then the point finally got across. So anyways, outside of that, the the trip was nice. It was good. And I gotta tell you, man, not to go back to the caffeine, but I've been off for a few more hours and I'm feeling a little bit better. I don't know what the science is. I tried asking around. Nobody had really any great solutions. My theory was that when you start drinking, caffeine and it's a diuretic, maybe I'm just dehydrating myself and that's my body kind of shutting down. But, as you can see on the coaster again, I'm drinking a gallon of water plus a day. Okay, I'm very well hydrated. I'm having my fruits, my veg. I'm taking care of myself, vitamins, all of it. So I still don't have an answer, but I don't know. I might take caffeine again tonight if I want to sleep, or maybe I'm just going to say screw it. I'm going to go back to my old ways of being, half Batman, half teenage degenerate who, sleeps until the crack of 9 a.m. and goes to bed at 6 a.m. I have no idea. We'll figure it out. I will say this, dude. Do I look deathly pale? Okay, this is a genuine question I have to ask, because every time my mother sees me, okay, she is roasting me, whether it's in person, a photo, a video, a post, whatever, this podcast. She goes, "Are you okay? Are you sick? You look pale. You look sickly. You look unwell." And, granted, yes, it's the middle of winter, and I live in Ohio. I don't exactly have a glowing tan. And I feel fine, okay, for one. But when somebody says something over and over and over again, you're like, do I look pale? And I'm checking all the mirrors, and I got to put some bronzer. I don't know. Okay, whatever it's called, where people, I don't know, right? But I'm feeling some self-conscious now, all right? I'm looking at myself, I'm like, am I white? Am I pale? Not that there's anything wrong with being pale, but now she's in my head, dude. So every time I see myself, I'm like, you look sick, okay? You look like a patient. You look like something's going on. So I got to be careful. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Am I supposed to, where do I get the sun, dude? I haven't seen the sun since September 2008. And it's just tricky, dude. You know when you feel fine, but then other people tell you you're not fine, and then you realize that maybe you're not fine, but you still feel fine, and maybe it's the caffeine, maybe, I don't know. It's a whole other list of health issues that I don't really know how to get into, because I thought I was okay, but now she might just be making fun of me. And it's hard, especially as an Italian family. There's two things as an Italian man you're supposed to be doing: eating gnocchi for breakfast and getting yourself a nice tan. And I can't do either of those. We had gnocchi, actually, as a family, and she gave it away. She won't like me saying that. There was only so much gnocchi, apparently, to go around, and because I'm the golden boy or the golden child, she came to me and she was like, would you be willing to give up your gnocchi in favor of the baby or whoever else who wants to rub their greasy paws over it? And I, of course, begrudgingly, as the golden child, sacrificed my glorious pasta for anyone else. And it's just hard, man. It's just hard. Life's tough for me lately, okay? I'm sleeping well, and I guess I'm eating well because I'm getting less food, losing weight. Supposed to be looking better, but I'm just looking more and more pale. How unfortunate. I will say this, though. To add to that layer of not being sick, my immune system has been going stupid crazy lately, okay? 3 separate occasions this past week, people have texted me out of the blue. Are you okay? I am so sorry, but I've got COVID. I've got this. I've got that. I'm down with the flu. I'm down with the sickness, okay? And that's a scary text to get. They go, ooh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know that was coming. I guess I brought it into you. And I'm like, dude, I feel fine. Okay. Now my mom says I look a little bit pale. Okay. I'm sleeping pretty good. I guess maybe that's why my immune system's so fine. But I'm great, dude. I'm laughing in the face of sickness. You ever be so healthy and you dodge so many sicknesses that you feel guilty in a way? They got COVID and they got this, and they're beat up, they're ground. They're like, oh, I'm so sorry, you're probably gonna get sick. I'm like, no, I guess I'm not. I don't know. I have no idea what it is, but it's a scary, for just, you're like watching the clock. You're like, all right, well, any minute should be kicking in, and it hasn't. I'm just tired. Pale, pale and tired, dude. That's what we'll call this one. Pale and tired, and wishing his family would watch Puss in Boots. It's not watch them. I actually go and watch it now that I've made a deal about it. And they're like, okay, yeah, you tease it up to a level where it's not going to reach that now, but just give it a chance. Let it breathe. There's probably a better movie to try and sell people on. But anyways, yeah, the immune system it's been going really, really phenomenal, and I don't know if there's anything more to say about that, but I'm nervous, but also pretty stoked. And at a certain point, I guess you have to wonder if you're the problem. Like in a week, 3 different people I bob and weave through their lives, and they go, "Oh, every time we hang out with you, we get so sick. We're so sorry you're gonna get it." I'm like, "Oh, maybe I'm the problem." And because my body's just not contracting it, I'm still passing it along. You have some, you have some, you have some, but me, cast out. So I'm just the deliverer of evil, but it's unethical for me to partake in my own sickness. So I'm just moving on, getting on with my life and doing my thing. But yeah, just still pale, I guess. Still pale. Don't compare me to a pale person. It pales in comparison. They say that comparison is the thief of joy, dude. But you ever wonder, what if somebody else is comparing you to someone else? What are you supposed to do about that? Can someone else steal your joy by comparing you to somebody? I get compared to a lot of people often, and I'm very stoked that I've mentioned it before, but it's more Andrew Garfield and Flynn Rider and people, that are in good standing. I'm very grateful that they haven't committed any sort of heinous crimes and that I would be the fall guy, because everything I post, again, lately, I just posted another thing the other day, and they're like, Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, this and that. And I go, well, yeah, thanks, man. So luckily they're good people, because you would hate to be on the receiving end. You look like that guy that we hate. You're like, no. Actually, for like a month or so, people were comparing me. I haven't seen the show, but apparently there's this guy who's a stalker, and they said that you look like him. And you don't need the show or the context to know that's not a good comparison. For somebody to say, hey, you look like that stalker. You go, I don't know, but stop it. Don't say that. Don't say that. I don't want that comparison. You're thieving my joy. Don't compare me to a stalker. So I'm very glad. I'll take anything now. When someone goes, you look like this, you look like that. Could be anything, could be nothing, but as long as it's not, you look like that piece of crap, I'm fine with it. So anyways, I will say, dude, actually, my whole life, man, I was compared to somebody, and it stole a lot of my joy. In fact, my Uncle Chris, dude, was probably my greatest enemy growing up. And no hate, no shame towards him. I didn't even know him, didn't have a relationship with him. But everything I did, people would compare me to him. Okay? And, it was harmless. It didn't mean anything by it. But as a kid, from 4 to 10, every time you trying to bestow a new talent or a new face or a new song or craft, or like, oh my gosh, doesn't he remind you of little Chris? Oh, that's how Chris would say it. That's what Chris would look like. That's how you would do that. And you're like, I want to find some originality. Again, being, a child of 4 children, it's already hard to kind of find your footing. I'm like, I think I'm finally figured out who I am, guys. Like, oh, but you remind us of our brother. And you go, I don't know who that is. And they go, oh, he's crying like Chris too. I was so mad at this guy, dude. I was like, stop. I don't know who he is. Leave me alone. So everything I did, dude, and I think it's probably partial for the reason, partial, it's part of the reason that I think I just had to up my insanity to a level that nobody's ever seen before. It's like, okay, you know what? You think you've seen this? You think you've seen this before? You guys haven't seen anything yet. So I cranked it up to 11,000. But again, no hate towards him. Now, as you get older, I recognize it, and I do see it, like it's because he has a lot of good traits, and I can go, oh, I see, he is, the handsome, the talented, the golden child of his respective family. And now I'm like, oh, okay. It was less about being compared to or diminishing my traits, but instead recognizing another chosen one has come along. So I can be thrilled with that and say, hey, game recognizes game. And now, I respect him and we're greater for it. But yeah, my entire childhood, that was my biggest enemy, my biggest foe. Just a mysterious figure looming over me in the shadow of the night. Everything I did, dude, tried. Just think of anything you could do as a kid. You try to learn a new sport. You try to get a new talent. You try to learn a new language, okay? No matter who you are, no matter what you think you can become, you will always be just something that Uncle Chris did first.
Oh, you're too late. There's really nothing left to explore.
It was tough, man. So they were really comparing me to other people, and they were stealing my joy. So it just goes to show, it is the thief of joy, and you don't have to be doing the comparison. We get into this whole cycle of like, oh, let's not judge ourselves and compare ourselves to others, but people be doing it for you, okay? Other people can be like, you look like that, you're like that, you're like that, and you're like, I'm just trying to be me, and I am me, but yeah, it was tough, dude. It was tough. So anyways, guys, I think that's a little bit. Okay, I think we added a little bit more to the show. All right, I think it was only like 8 minutes beforehand. So hopefully that's something that we can try and figure out and get to the bottom of this case. Was there anything else I wanted to say immediately? I can't remember. No. Speaking of Puss in Boots, I guess the new Shrek movie got announced. People are freaking out about it. That's not news, really, but you can investigate on your own time. And I want to say again, go and watch Puss in Boots, dude. It's so good. All right, but again, I don't want to oversell it. All right, but there's certain moments. Never mind. I'm going to spoil it for you. There are certain moments in beats. It's just this. Okay, so the cat has 9 lives, right? Okay, never mind. I was gonna go through the whole freaking thing. It's a good movie. There's lots of good movies out there, but I love storytelling, dude. I'm passionate about it. That's the kind of thing where I don't know if my family's ever gotten goosebumps from, a movie or a show or, music or something like that. But I live for like good storytelling, and you ever try to explain that to people, and they go, hey. We're relaxing. We're having fun. Don't try and shove your freaking nonsense into it. So anyways, guys, go watch Puss in Boots. That's the summary of the story is you take caffeine, you get tired. I'm sleepy and pale, and I like Puss in Boots. Hey, and that's me. But, regardless of how great or how bad I think I am, my uncle did it first. Guys, I'll see you in the next episode. Drink less caffeine if you want to be awake. Also, I don't know why this TV didn't turn on. I tried.